Yo, what's up, guys? Teacher Paul here, and today we're reacting to World Cup news with Dylan Page. Look at this. This is just the image is already funny. Look at this. They got so many different Haalands, 20 different Haalands. Haaland lookalike. Let's look at this video.
Today I am Erling Småland.
Erling Småland. Didn't know he was that short. Erling Haaland, Erling Haaland. Dude, the Norwegians are absolutely insane. They got Channing Tatum to dress up as Haaland. Speed is there. Erling Haaland, Erling Haaland.
Today
Dude, that is insane. That's so funny. 20 Haaland lookalikes. Okay, before we go to this video, because we're going to check out the news, I want to see more of Erling Haaland, Erling Haaland. So this is Dylan Page meeting...
Bro, no, of course not, brother. No, bro, of course, bro.
I genuinely apologize.
Bro, no, of course not, brother. You're a legend, man. You're a legend, bro.
I appreciate you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, man.
You're literally the best.
Really? Thanks, man.
I mean,
Thank you so much.
so sick. I follow you because I fuck with you.
No, bro.
So many questions. So many questions. First of all, Channing Tatum follows Dylan Page. That's cool. His name is Jeff. And that's the second one. No, he's a Hollywood superstar, and he is apologizing for not recognizing Dylan Page with his wig on. And he's in the middle. And what happened to his arm? So many questions. So many questions. Let's move on to the next video. You're playing Norway. What happens? Imagine you're playing Norway and a bunch of Vikings are running after you. Look at that. It's crazy. Erling Haaland, Erling Haaland. And then I show speed.
Wait, why you kind of look like Haaland?
Kind of, dude. Everyone is over.
Why you look legit?
Everyone is over.
What the fuck?
Why does he speak like Trump?
Yo! What the hell?
Yo.
Why is there so many Haalands?
Yes, sir.
Haaland.
What the hell is going on? Wait, why you kind of look like Haaland?
I wonder if I show speed recognized that was Dylan Page. And did he meet up with Channing Tatum as well? Let's see. Okay, now we can watch this video. This is World Cup news with Dylan Page. Let's go.
Let's start with something I don't think any of us were ever expecting me to talk about today, because oh my lord, this World Cup is producing miracles.
Shout out to the Bafana shirt he's wearing.
South Africa have actually made it through for the first time in their history to a World Cup knockout round.
Ja, baie lekker, my broer. Yeah, lot of boerewors and beer and biltong. Yeah, baie lekker.
Unbelievable. And it's not just unbelievable because it's their first time ever, it's because their first match against Mexico, they played, and I feel like everyone can say this, absolutely horrendous. So they put all of
They only had 2 red cards and they conceived a few goals. I mean, it's not that bad, right? Of course, it was horrible. I saw a video of a few South African commentators like, what do we say now? I have nothing to say.
our expectations right to the bottom, bikini bottom. But then they put in a pretty solid performance against Czechia. And then they ended up beating South Korea, which are pretty damn good, 1-0 with an amazing defensive performance. And now South...
Ooh, let me see what food they have there. You know, South African food is baie lekker.
Pretty damn good, 1-0 with an amazing defensive performance.
What is that?
And now South Africans across the country are taking to the street with joy.
Dude.
And now, South Africans across the country are taking to the street with joy mixed with shock, knowing that they're now about to face Canada, of all countries, in the round of 16. Well, it's actually 32 now. And to be honest, South Africa have nothing to lose in their next game. They've already made it past all of our expectations. And you know what they say? The most dangerous opponent to face is one that has nothing to lose. So who knows where South Africa can go from here, but
South Africa could shock the world in the next match. Canada is the host country. If South Africa beats them as well, it's going to be insane. And then they'll go to the next round. It's crazy.
It's a miracle they made it this far. Canadians, watch out.
Watch out. Dude, what is that name? I'm sorry. Come on. South Africa is an English-speaking country. There's so many different languages. Swahili, Zulu, Afrikaans. But who names their son?
Canadians, watch out. Shitole.
Yeah. Hey, wait. It's not. There's no H there, Dylan. It's sit. It's Sithole. Why did you just put an H there? Come on. Yeah. Hey, I love the uniform. It reminds me of another team. This team here. Bafana. Look, it reminds me of this team here. And you literally want to have the same colors as this team here because it's good luck. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if Brazil plays South Africa with the same kit? we would be passing to each other.
Is coming for you. In other World Cup updates, if there is one thing that is going to be remembered from 2026, it is the Viking row, because it is absolutely taking over.
Before we see the Vikings, which I have also over here behind me, I want to say, I thought that when I saw the first match, I thought that Sithole or Sithol, I don't know how to say his name. Why am I using a Norwegian accent? Sithole. I feel like I when I saw the first match, I said his World Cup is over. It's definitely over. But no, South Africa is through, and he's gonna play again. That's so cool.
Because it is absolutely taking over. It's not just the Norwegian fans in the stadium anymore. It is everywhere. It is in the Norwegian parliament.
Everywhere.
Retirement homes. Kindergartens. Hospitals. Subways. Aeroplanes. Escalators. In the middle of the street.
Indeed, yes.
In the middle of the rain. In the middle of Times Square.
Everywhere.
And now, of course, even on the pitch.
You forgot to talk about Johan.
The Norwegian Viking row is everywhere. Also,
you forgot to talk about Karl Johan. Let me say, this is in front of the king's house. You forgot to mention in front of the parliament. Is it the parliament or it's the castle, the king's house? Karl Johan row. Let me show you. I have a reaction of myself reacting to it. Where is the... Here. Actually, it's still myself. Am I the only one who reacted to this, guys? I'm the only one who actually reacted to it. They attempted to do the world record. Look at this. There were 15,000 people. I can only find myself reacting to it. I haven't seen anyone else react to it. But look at how many people are there. Look at that. Look at my shocked face. There are 15,000 people. Look at that. Over there, that is the where the king resides. That's where the king lives. And right in front of it, there's the Karl Johan Gate. And there have been like 15,000. And this was like a Guinness World Record attempt. So Dylan, if you're watching this, cover it. Look at how many people are there. Put it on your show and you know, feature me. I doubt you would be watching this, but leave a comment if you are. Let's go back to Dylan. Oh, this is the GOAT debate. Who is the GOAT? Let me know in the comments down below, guys. Who do you think the GOAT is?
So since we last spoke, the GOAT debate has taken yet another...
Actually, you know, let me clip this. Let me actually clip this because I know that a lot of people have an opinion on who the GOAT is. So let me know.
Is everywhere. Also, since we last spoke, the GOAT debate has taken yet another twist.
Who is the
I know
GOAT?
in the last video we were talking about, yes, now I admitted that Messi was the GOAT, but just wait a minute. I think we might have written Ronaldo off a little bit too soon because in his next game, I know it was against Uzbekistan.
Do I go to Uzbekistan or stay here?
Which, you know, some players had part-time or full-time jobs as plumbers, but still, Ronaldo scored 2. And yes, he said to the camera, I'm back. He is now...
But then they tied against Colombia. So... while Messi scored again. So it's a back and forth, man. It's a back and forth.
Now, the first and only player in history to score in 6 different World Cups. Something that not even Messi did because he didn't score in the 2010 World Cup.
But he has scored 6 times in this World Cup alone, and they've only played 3 games. So it's a 50-50 over here, man. Who is the GOAT?
Something that not even Messi did because he didn't score in the 2010 World Cup. Ha! But, I mean, that being said, Messi broke a whole bunch of records since we last spoke as well because not only did he score a hat-trick in the first game, but he scored 2 more in the second game. He is now the World Cup's top
and
goal
1 in
scorer
the third
ever with 18. He's also got the most matches played by any individual at the World Cup, the most FIFA World Cup matches won in history, and most minutes played ever in the World Cup as well. So...
and it's not over yet because I have never seen an easier route for any team. Argentina, their opponents were Algeria, Austria, Jordan. They move on to the round of 32 against Cape Verde. Which I'm saying, if Cape Verde holds back Argentina with Vozinha, and they go to penalties, they could have a chance of winning against Argentina, but that's probably not going to happen. They win Cape Verde, they'll go over to either Egypt or Australia. Dude, what are these teams that Argentina is facing? It's so easy, I'm saying. Jordan, Austria, Algeria, which had an amazing match, by the way. Cape Verde, Australia. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Messi is going to score much more in the next few games, unless Cape Verde can stop them with Vozinha, who has more followers than Tom Brady. Bro, come on. I think.
Yeah, and I feel like this is going to be a back and forth debate throughout the entire World Cup until they have the possibility of facing each other, Argentina and Portugal. And if it comes down to it, that will be their last game the 2 legends will ever play against each other, which would be crazy. That could happen this year. Also, other updates that we need to get to around the World Cup is, I don't think many people have been speaking about it, but the president of FIFA, his travel plan for this World Cup has been insane. In just the first week of this tournament, he flew over 13,000 miles, attended 11 group stage games across the 3 host countries, all of...
Has he traveled more than I Show Speed, though? Because I feel like Speed is in every single game as well. So, or maybe he is traveling together with Speed. Oh, you know, they're buddies now. So maybe Speed is traveling on his private jet.
of course, in a private jet. And if you want to know, what's roughly 13,000 miles? That's halfway the circumference if he flew around the Earth in a private jet. And naturally, a lot of people are calling out the irony of this because while paper straws are melting in our mouths,
I hate paper straws. I don't like plastic straws, but you know, metal straws would be better than paper straws. But who's gonna? They're not disposable. Dude, paper straws are horrible. We need a better way.
Have that happening. And also considering that FIFA have constantly pushed the ideas that, you know, they want to be green, they want to reduce the carbon footprint, while simultaneously this World Cup is expected to be the most carbon intensive World Cup ever, with more than double
And the most expensive ever.
emissions that were reported in 2022 in Qatar. But then again, there's the other side. What do you expect him to do? Ride a bike from all of these different games or just not attend them? It's kind of his job. So let me know your thoughts. Is this fair game or is this hypocrisy at the highest level? Moving on. Oh, and also,
He could take a boat. I'm kidding. But let me know your thoughts as well, guys.
last little bit of World Cup update that I would like to rant about, the commercialization of this World Cup, because I got to experience it in the stadium for the first time. I went to go and watch the England-Ghana game, and we witnessed the hydration breaks in real time.
Ooh.
We didn't cut to ads, we just... I don't even know how to describe it. It completely ruined the flow of the game and everyone in the stadium was booing. But now we're not just talking about hydration breaks. We're now talking about the first ever halftime show at the World Cup.
See, this is what I'm talking about. I spoke about this the first time I heard about the hydration breaks, and I talked about the ads, the ad opportunity. And FIFA said it wasn't going to happen. You know, in the UK, we don't have ad breaks. We have a hydration break, and we see everyone drinking water. You know, the British team drinking tea sometimes. I'm kidding, that doesn't happen, but it's absolutely an opportunity to put more ad rolls. In-video ad rolls, right? And it's absolutely breaking the game. And I saw Trevor Noah talk about this as well. He said that there was one of the matches that not only did they add, you know, ads, but the ads were interfering in the match itself. So not only did it break the flow, but there was also a moment where they were ready to kick off, and they did not kick off because Fox had not returned yet from ads. So they had to wait another minute for the broadcast to come back from commercial. So they were standing there just waiting. So it's also interfering in the continuation of the match. So not only are they doing ads, it's also interrupting, which is absolutely criminal. You know, it's just insane. And now they're starting to call it quarters. First quarter, second quarter. We don't want that. The game is enough for us. That's all I'm saying.
Since when did we ask for this? So of course, this is FIFA's attempt to replicate the Super Bowl halftime show, which is like the biggest thing ever in America. And for the World Cup, it's going to include performances from the likes of BTS, Madonna, and Shakira. But the major problem is that similar to hydration breaks, how they kind of reorganize the actual playing time, this halftime show will be 30 minutes. A halftime is supposed to be 15
crazy.
minutes. Let's just restructure the whole game so we can feed you with more ads and get more money. I mean, for the rest of the world, the game is good enough. We don't need to see halftime performances from BTS and Madonna. What? But now there is an unexpected savior amongst us, because we're hearing reports that the BBC are considering not broadcasting this halftime show.
That's nice.
Considering is the key word.
Although I have an opinion. I don't want a halftime show, but since we're getting a halftime show, why not watch it, right? I mean, we're going to stay 30 minutes without having like broadcast. Like, if we're having a halftime show, broadcast it. The better thing is not have it at all. But if you are having it, what are you going to do? It's happening, you know, broadcast it. But at the same time, I like that if they don't broadcast it, they don't incentivize it, and it dies out there. It dies there, you know, in the United States. It doesn't continue with the next World Cup, I guess.
Instead, they would continue with their traditional approach of having pundits analyze the first half, like it should be. Now, this hasn't been officially confirmed by the BBC if they're going to do this or not, but if they do, well bloody done. Because if this is just allowed to kind of go on through, then you know what precedent this sets for World Cups for the rest of eternity? Next World Cup is going to be a 45-minute halftime show.
Maybe.
3 hydration breaks per game. Sorry, I feel like I'm ranting on this one a little bit too much, but we're passionate about this subject. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let's speak out against halftime shows and hydration breaks. God damn it, moving on. Okay, on to news that is not.
Okay. We're talking about the World Cup here, so I'm going to cut the video short. But guys, it's absolutely crazy that ads are taking over football, and it's not supposed to be that way. It's just supposed to be a sport event. But everything is all about commercializing. It's just really crazy, you know. And I know the irony that you're watching this and there might be ads playing on my video. It is how it is, right? But hopefully you aren't getting a lot of ads. It's just, we can't set a precedent. The funny thing is that I saw a video today that a lot of people are actually, let me see if I can open up the video. Don't know if I have the video here, but maybe I should look for it and then show you guys. But apparently nobody's tipping. All the European fans are going to the United States and they're not tipping because they don't have this tipping culture. And now the United States, they were like bummed, like, oh, you guys didn't tip. And now they're adding it to the final bill, the compulsory kind of like 20%, 25% tip on top of the bill. That's crazy. It's not supposed to be compulsory, and Europeans don't have that tipping culture, and tipping should be optional. But I hope that kind of like changes the restaurant's mentality. Hopefully, you know, I know that nothing's going to change in 30 days because the World Cup was on, but it was a culture shock. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Let me know your thoughts about all of this and who's the GOAT. Do you think there should be ad breaks or hydration breaks? Do you think there should be a Super Bowl halftime show in the World Cup? It's going to be longer than the opening itself. Insane. Absolutely insane. Do you think the Viking row is the best? What do you think about it? And yeah, I guess that's it. And do you think South Africa is going to win the World Cup? Bye, donkey. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care for now. Bye-bye.